Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Okay guys, I'm going to take you back to my childhood, to a time when I was around 10 years old and I used to watch The Incredible Hulk with my dad. Those memories have made The Incredible Hulk so endearing for me. The show always meant a lot to me. When you watch it, it's still kind of cheesy and hokey. I mean, just all those 80s TV shows are very dated and the acting's horrible, but there's still something about The Incredible Hulk that I love. And there was an episode called The First that came out in '82, and it scared the living shit out of me. So I wanted to do a review on it, because I looked on YouTube and the only thing on this episode is a trailer. So let's talk about it. When I was a kid, the Hulk was larger than life, and they couldn't have found a better guy or live action guy to play him than Lou Ferrigno. But I remember watching this series, I always thought, wouldn't it be really cool if they had two Hulks in the movie? And sure enough, they did with the episode The First, parts 1 and 2. So as we all know, in the TV show, David Banner was always on the run. And he would go from place to place, always looking for a cure. So he's reading the paper and he finds this story about Fry's creature from the 50s, I believe. He becomes curious. So he goes and visits the town. He comes upon this gardener named Del Fry and finds out that Del Fry was Fry's creature and he was in fact cured. So this piques David's curiosity. He wants to find out what the cure is. Dr. Clive has long since passed and he left all of his works behind except for one book. But Del Fry tells David Banner he knows where the book is and he offers to help him. And in doing so, he becomes intoxicated with the Hulk and he wants to become the Hulk again and he wants to have that power, but there's one problem. Del Fry is not a good guy. So Del Fry becomes the Hulk again and havoc ensues throughout the town of Assyria. And then David Banner's got a huge problem on his hands now. And he's got to pretty much trick Del Fry to coming back so he can cure him again. Guys, this was a two-part episode. I remember watching the first part and it ended right when Del Fry became the Hulk again for the first time. And when I first saw Fry's creature, like I said earlier, it scared the crap out of me. And the reason being is because it was kind of the antithesis of what the Lou Ferrigno Hulk was. The stuntman that played Fry's creature, I believe he was around the same height as Lou Ferrigno, but they always had him wear boots, or they basically shot him in a way that he looked a lot taller than Lou Ferrigno. And he was also lanky and thin. He wasn't muscular at all, but even still, he really looked powerful and scary. Even scarier than Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. At least for this 10-year-old kid. But what makes this episode so great, as well as many great Incredible Hulk episodes, is Bill Bixby. Bill Bixby to this day is the quintessential David Banner, or Bruce Banner as he's known in the comics. Nobody can touch Bill Bixby. He was perfect because he really cared about that character. I remember hearing a story of when he was presented the offer to play David Banner, he was really against it at first. But then he said, you know what, if I can play him in a way that he's vulnerable and you care for him and really give him an emotional punch, then I will do it. And that's exactly what he did. Every episode there was this inner turmoil that was just constantly plaguing him. And part of the reason for that was Bill Bixby was actually going through some pretty tragic times while he was filming The Incredible Hulk. He actually lost his son. His son died because he fell off of a balcony, and then the year later his wife, or ex-wife at the time, she committed suicide. And this all happened while he was filming The Incredible Hulk. And you know what, it really shows in that performance. And there is a scene, especially at the end of the second episode, part 2, there's a scene where Del Fry has turned into Fry's creature, the Hulk, and he has the serum in his hands, the serum that will cure David Banner. David Banner does not want him to break it, obviously. So what does he do? He throws it on the ground. That scene to me is the definition of great acting. You take away all the cheesy practical effects and the cheesy production values of Incredible Hulk and you break it down to this one acting performance. And the way he performed that scene when he is just in tears and he's crying and you see the contact lenses in his eyes. I tell you, even still to this day when I see that scene, I feel so much for him, but I also see what he was going through behind the scenes. And it gets me emotional. And that's why I just really loved Bill Bixby in that role. And you know what? I really miss him. Another thing that made this episode so interesting as well was the old guy that played Del Fry. I thought he played the part of Del Fry really well because even when he's not the creature the Hulk, you feel a threat by him. He played him in a way that you could totally see him killing somebody. He was so seduced by becoming the Hulk that he would kill people. And when he's actually doing the scene where he's laying on the table for the first time before he becomes the Hulk, the tension in that scene is just so ramped up. You see him scream no and his eyes turn, and this is the first time we're gonna see Fry's creature. And that build up, it was all a culmination of great acting and great directing. It was just really cool. And you know, I mentioned those things, great acting and great directing, and I think no matter what the time, what decade something is filmed in, if it's good, it will last. And The Incredible Hulk was a good TV show. And it lasted for 5 seasons, or really 4.5 seasons. And the only reason they canceled it was because the budget was so high. They couldn't afford to continue filming it. And yes, it is dated, and yes, there is definitely some bad acting in the Incredible Hulk TV series. Pretty much every TV series from the 80s was plagued with bad acting. But it was also countered with really good acting. So guys, I've had a lot of fun talking about this episode with you. I know a lot of my subscribers, or probably most of you, have never even seen this episode or even the Incredible Hulk series, because a lot of you are probably young. If you do get into watching this series, just keep that in mind. It is dated, but I really think you'll have a lot of fun, especially with the first parts 1 and 2. And maybe this review will kind of encourage you to go out and check it out yourself. And if you do, I would really love to hear what you think about it. Guys, the first parts 1 and 2 are definitely my favorite episodes of the Incredible Hulk TV series, and for that I'm going to give it a purchase worthy. And they still haven't released the Incredible Hulk TV series on Blu-ray. I actually have the DVDs, but I believe they show them on Netflix right now, so that's one way you can catch it. Guys, I got a lot of great things coming up. Terminator Genesis is coming out. I'm looking forward to getting a review out for that, and some more of my top 5s, and who knows what else. Guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like what you see, click down there at the subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and Humdrum out.